Hey, this is Mark coming to you from Baker's Green Acres. Today's the 7th of October 2012, and I'm going to make this video from inside the butcher shop because it's kind of windy outside. It's warm, but there's a wind blowing and my microphone doesn't do well with it, I'm told. Anyway, lately here I've been talking about my grow field. And my grow field is it's 300 long, 100 wide. It's fenced with pig fence, and I've got it divided in thirds so I can have pigs on one section, and then the other two sections can be growing something. And I'm experimenting, and I have been for years, with different forage crops. And forage crops are like turnips and field radishes, forage radishes, things like that. And in those videos, I get pretty excited, and I will tell you why. I guess guys like me used to be called survivalists, right? Now they don't call them survivalists anymore. They call them preppers. And I don't know as I'm exactly like the preppers that I've kind of heard of, but I have kind of a different take on things. I was a Boy Scout, and the Boy Scout motto is always be prepared. And I've always just enjoyed doing the things that I need to do to take care of me and my family. I just enjoy it. I get into it. I make discoveries and things like that. And then I had an incident when I was in the service where I was supposed to take some food with me on a little expedition. And I chose, as a young troop, to say, I don't think I will. I'll just take some extra stuffing in my luggage, and because we carried our luggage on our back. And anyway, I didn't take food with me, and so I got to find out what it was like to get extremely hungry, because in a situation like that, when you're told to take food and you don't, if they don't haul out some other better food, then you're supposed to eat what you were told to bring, and I wasn't able to. And I was not going to be the last one to go and say to my CO, hey, I didn't bring any food with me. They probably would have fed me, but they would also have me sign a reprimand as well. So I didn't. And I got to find out what it was like to be pretty darn hungry. I didn't starve to death, but I was pretty hungry. And it was the whole psychological thing, really. And that's a bad place to be, if you've ever been there. It's a bad place to be, okay? So in my mind, the most important thing that you can have is food. And that's why I get excited when I see that I can put pigs out on a field with radishes that could sustain me for a while, but they'll totally sustain my pigs, and then I can eat my pigs. So I get pretty excited about that. Because if you were in a tough situation and you needed food, yeah, anybody can grow some vegetables, but that's not going to really last you 365 days till the next year when you can grow some vegetables, especially if you live in a cold climate like most of us do. So I wanted to share that, and there's a lot of facets to that operation. Just because you have a pig doesn't mean that you can eat that pig. The pig has to be processed, and so if you're going to take it to your local butcher, there's a whole bunch of things that you have to have in order to do that. You've got to have something to contain the pig, and something to pull that mobile container or trailer with, or some way to get it in the back of a pickup truck, or there's all kinds of logistical problems to get that pig to the place where you can eat it. So we think that a great tool to have is the ability to be able to process that pig yourself. And you probably need less equipment to process it yourself than you do to haul it to somebody else to process it. And there's if you think a pig's going to jump up in the back of a pickup truck, I got some land to sell you up in the UP. it doesn't happen. They don't want to get in strange vehicles or trailers or anything like that. So to me, it's very important to have the ability to be able to process a pig on site. And you may not be able to make it into all these great looking products like this. You know, look at how nice that looks. This was all done at our USDA processor, because, you know, I do have a trailer and I do have a truck to haul it up there, and in order to sell it, it has to be done at a USDA plant, USDA inspected plant. That means a guy with a USDA baseball cap is there, and he says, yes, that's a pig. No, he's ensuring that it's healthy before and after. Anyway, but the other way is to do it on site. And then for that, you need a .22 rifle, you need a knife, and so on and so on. Well, the purpose of this video is to tell you that we're having our annual classes that are coming up. The first one is going to be Anyone Can Farm on the Road, and that is done at Shady Grove Farm in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, up there by Marquette. And it's at Randy and Libby Buchler's house, Shady Grove Farm. And it's 3 days, starts on the 20th, which is a Friday. That's when we do the killing. 21st is when we are breaking the animal down and start the curing process and salting and sausaging and all that stuff. And it ends on Sunday. Now, a person can go to any part of that they want. If you live closer to me, we'll be doing it here on the 3rd, the 4th, and 5th of November. It's right here at Baker's Green Acres, and you can get lodging locally. And it's a really great tool to have, because once you have it, you know, you don't need to get brushed up on it again. It's like riding a bike. You may not be as totally proficient at it if you did it, you know, this year, and then 20 years from now you were asked to do it again, but you'd have an idea of how it's done. And, you know, if you can butcher a pig, you can butcher a deer, if you can, you know, and so on. You can do a beef and all that stuff. And on site, when you're there with the instructors, you get to ask any question you want about it. And there's a lot of urban legend about butchering and how it's done and how it's not done that can be dispelled. Actually, butchering is not that hard if you've been doing it for a while. And okay, so we do go through that 3-day class. The one up at Randy's is an absolute blast. We have so much fun up there at Shady Grove. They are great folks, very good hosts. No more than about 10 or 12 people per class. It's 3 persons per half of pig. And I believe we're doing 2 of them up there at Randy's place. And then we'll do as many as we need to here, depending on how big the class is. I don't like the class to be any bigger than about 15 people. So yeah, that's coming up. If you need to, if you want to go to bakersgreenacres.com, and you can, hold on, and you can click the tab that says Anyone Can Farm. That's our classes, and find out, you know, the particulars of it. And if there's any problems, call the farm here at 231-825-0293. That's the farm number. And if nobody's in the house, just leave a message. We'll get back to you. If we don't, call again. We're busy. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. We have a great time. We've been doing it for, I think this is going to be our 10th year. And please come and join us. Have some fun with us killing pigs. This is Mark from Baker's Green Acres. Remember, anyone can farm.